Hey, ladies, welcome back. Welcome back. Dr. Nick here, wellness coach and wholeness advocate, and you are listening to Holistic Mental Health for Women Solopreneurs. Let's get right into it today. In today's episode, we're talking about burnout versus the dream in your heart. Have you ever had a dream that you were so passionate about, it felt like nothing could stop you and you were just ready to roll? And then life starts happening. You take a step toward the dream. Life pushes two, sometimes three steps back. You cautiously take another step toward the dream, and you're met with confusion, overwhelm, doubt. Life continues happening and happening and happening. And you end up being so burned out that the dream that once felt so exciting and so fun to think about begins to feel like a boulder you're dragging behind you, heavy and burdensome. This is a real place. I know because I've been in it. If you heard last week's comeback episode, then you know that I was in this place more recently than not. And it's a dangerous place if you're not aware of what's actually happening. So, in my last episode, I talked a lot about what was happening to me as I started 2026. What I didn't mention, though, in that episode was that while all of that grief, loss, and transition was happening, I was birthing a dream. It was one of the things I could not, in good conscience, allow to fall during that time. Y'all, it was my first ever International Women's Day Summit. I was so excited about this project. That is, back in 2025, I was so excited before the year 2026 tried to take me out. I had speakers, I had promotional ideas. I planned to talk about it on this podcast, so many plans. But as 2026 began, something else was happening, and that was me slowly approaching acute burnout. Yikes. Y'all, there was a moment leading up to the summit where I truly wanted to walk away. And I mean, not just like, this is hard, I need a break. I mean, walk away. Like, I'm not doing this now or ever again. Looking back, I was in such a bad space because this wasn't just any event. This was something I cared deeply about, something I had vision for, something I knew had impact, something I knew I was called to expand. But in that season, I was tired, not just physically tired. I was mentally tired, emotionally tired, decision fatigued, pulled in too many directions. And it started to mess with the way I saw the very thing I was once beyond excited to birth. And this is the part I really want to bring out because burnout doesn't always show up as I need rest. Sometimes burnout shows up as maybe this isn't worth it anymore. Maybe I don't even want this. Maybe I should stop. And if you're not careful, you will start making permanent decisions based on temporary capacity depletion. Because in that moment, it didn't feel like burnout to me to make this choice. It felt like clarity. It felt like I was being wise. But was I really? I don't think so. I was seeing through exhaustion. I was carrying a lot behind the scenes, managing speakers, managing marketing, managing issues with the website, managing logistics, all while having to prepare what I wanted to share during the summit. And I was doing it mostly alone in the midst of very extenuating circumstances in my own life and battling grief on multiple levels. It all felt like too much. I started wondering if it was really worth it. What I had to learn in that season is this: burnout will distort your vision. It will take something so integral to who you are, something meaningful, something you are called to do, and make it feel like a burden. Not because the vision changed, but because your capacity did. And instead of asking, is this still what I'm called to do? Perhaps a better question is, what do I need in order to carry this in a healthy way? Because maybe the issue isn't the dream. Maybe the issue is how depleted you are trying to carry it, the way you're trying to carry it. That's absolutely what it was for me. So if you are in a season right now where something you once loved feels heavy, where the dream in your heart feels like too much, before you walk away, I want you to pause and ask yourself, am I truly out of alignment here, or am I just totally exhausted? Because those are not the same thing. You don't have to abandon your dream. You may just need to rest, restructure, ask for support, simplify, or shift your approach. But don't let burnout convince you to bury something that was placed in you with intention. At the end of my summit this year, I had women telling me, texting, messaging, how grateful they were for the space I created. They were the ones talking about ideas for the following year. What this showed me was that my dream was worthy. My dream was valuable. The shifts I made in restructuring, letting perfection go, and in asking for and receiving support were exactly the moves I needed to keep the dream alive. And my dream spoke life into women, which is, after all, my purpose. Burnout will have you questioning everything, your capacity, your calling, your direction. But remember, don't make a permanent decision in a temporary state of capacity depletion. If you have been feeling that tension between exhaustion and the dream in your heart, I invite you to connect with me through my newsletter, The Pause for Solos, over on Substack, where I share deeper reflections, strategies, resources, and tips for how to move forward and building something meaningful without abandoning yourself in the process. Let's pause here, ladies. Take a moment to breathe in deeply and slowly breathe out. Give yourself some space. Check in with yourself. Where are you today? What are you needing to give yourself permission to do or to not do? What pivots might you need to make to protect the dream in your heart so you don't break in the process of building? Until next time, nurture the wholeness within.